What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, I don't assume actually we have a lot of ladies in this audience, but that's another question for another day. I am Justin Tower, and I am here with Joel. How we feeling today?
Man, feeling good, feeling relaxed, just chilling. I'm a little tired, to be honest. So
You have a long weekend. I know you had your graduation party. Sorry I couldn't show out.
no,
but
you are good. You are good. What you call it? You had that. That was a good day. That was Saturday, and then what you call it? Just chilled yesterday. Actually, coming down from East Lansing. That's why I'm a little tired.
Oh, you went back up to East Lansing?
Yeah, came straight here.
Oh, damn. All right.
Didn't find out. Really didn't even have to be here since the clips wasn't getting posted. But
Didn't have to be here, and they weren't here. They were at Oakland Hills, so you had a day and a half.
yeah, no. Well, no, I'm talking about since the clips didn't get posted. I'm just in here, just sitting.
Well, I'm happy you're here. On a different note, what is up? Chase, Emily, Justafan, Mike Reed, and LNW. We are not at the golf course today. We didn't get the invite, unfortunately. We ain't like that, unfortunately, but we'll get there. We'll get there, right, Joel?
I honestly prefer to not pull up to the golf course today. If we've been 100, I didn't mind too much. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't mind too much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we got a lot to talk about today. I'm gonna talk about some Tigers, and Joel's gonna give his thoughts. Might not have a lot, but there's some stuff that we gotta touch on. Then we're gonna talk about the finals. The finals have been going. Some of the stuff you've been saying has been coming to light, so we were let you victory lap a little bit. Talk some football. There's some football news. A couple retirements. Head coach extension. We'll talk about it. Maybe a little prediction for who we think's gonna lead the NFL in some stat categories. And we are 75 days till college football starts. So there are some projections that I want to go through and ask you about. And then we might talk a little bit about the Pistons and the Wings to wrap things up. But we got an action-packed show. Dad, Joseph, and we are the practice squad. Yes, we are the practice squad. But only for a little while. We're rising up. We are on the young, up-and-coming watch. And you better watch out. And someone else who you got to watch out for is Tarek Skubal. Man, is that guy dominant. Another win this weekend. Fortunately, a disappointing weekend. Tigers lose 2 of 3 to the Brewers. And it's really unfortunate because I called it, and I just know that this team's going to go on a little bit of a downswing for the next little while because they had their little up. And they're so inconsistent. They score so many runs, and then they just fall right back down to the face of the earth. Like, they scored 10 runs in their win, and they scored, 3 runs the rest of the series. So, I don't know. We need to bring in a bat. Tune in to Wake Up Woodward. Flannel's going to try to fix the Tigers tomorrow morning. But speaking of fixing, Torkelson seems to figure some stuff out. He's hitting .438 with a home run and 4 RBIs in AAA with a 1,250 OPS. Hopefully he's doing well down there. But yeah, that's all we're going to talk about the Tigers because I know Joel does not want to talk about the Tigers. So we're going to move on to the NBA Finals. And Mr. Joel over here said he wanted the Mavs to win, but he knew it was going to be Boston. He thought it was going to be Boston. And give us some thoughts about the first 2 games of the series.
Well, so far the first 2 games, it's just more so been like you said, it's just been the little things that I've already said that I figured was going to happen. Like the fact that Boston isn't going to double team, so it's not going to allow you to really get your role players open like how the Mavericks were able to do in previous games, because when you double team and Luka and Kyrie are able to facilitate to the rest of the team, and the rest of the team is able to stay in the flow of the game by taking shots and all that, it helps just with the whole dynamic of the Mavericks. It helps the Mavericks hit on all cylinders when you got Lively and Gafford running the floor, catching lobs. It adds to the whole dynamic of the team. But when you take that away for the fact that Celtics can defend the rim and they don't have to double team as much and allow all that dribble penetration, it's just you get the games that we've been seeing. Like you get the games where Luka will still get 30, but just the rest of the team just isn't able to get involved. And we saw this approach with when the Warriors won the championship when they played the Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals, because they just let Luka get off and just do what he wants to do. You let Luka score, but you realize okay, Luka is more dangerous when he's scoring and also getting his team involved as well. So it's when he did have 11 assists this game, but the game before when he had like 1 assist, it's just like seeing things like that is what you call it, all because of the fact that Boston doesn't have to double team. And I literally said that was gonna be like the main reason. Like you just being able to put them 1-on-1 and then having good help on the wings and then still at the paint and 7-3 Kristaps. It's like it makes it so hard to score. And it's like people are shacking on Jason Tatum saying he playing terrible, but when you got Drew Holiday putting up 26 points, it's like you don't really need to try to force and overplay your hand and trying to score and taking like trying to shoot yourself out of a slump when the rest of your team is playing good. So
that's what good team basketball players
no, that's what I was gonna say.
I'm a Tatum hater, and you know that.
And he had 12 assists. So it's like if you're gonna give me really no shooting production and you get 12 assists, I really can't knock that.
No, you can't knock that. 12 assists is so helpful and such an underrated. People forget about assists. They always want to talk about points and how points have the effect on the game, but you drawing defenders because you're a threat to get assists is such an underrated level of basketball. And that's a perfect segue, actually, into... Well, first of all, Alan W. says Kyrie was down 2-0 to the Warriors and Luka was down 2-0 to the Suns. I'm not counting them boys out till it's over.
Alan W.
How do you think...
I'll bring up another... We can bet that, too. I tried to bring up another bet last time, Alan. I don't think you was here when I tried to bring up my first bet to Alan. We can make another bet, which you call it. But the Tatum hate is legit. Honestly, bro, the Tatum hate, in my opinion, is not warranted. Like, Tatum, the media just upped and decided to thrust Tatum as supposed to be the Boston Celtics, I guess, savior, and I don't know what happened. But Jaylen Brown was literally drafted the year before in the same draft spot, third. What you call it? Team, I don't think the Celtics made it to the conference finals that year. Or they may have. Because they made it to the conference finals a lot of years. I'm getting them mixed up. But then literally, Jason Tatum gets picked the year after, same pick. But he's the one that's supposed to be Jason Tatum is supposed to be the leader of this team, da-da-da-da. I never once ever saw, even this year, this summer, Jaylen Brown signed a 5-year, $305 million contract. Nobody is saying, Jaylen Brown didn't even make an all-NBA team. It's just always something about Jason Tatum.
Yeah, and I was about to bring that up. That's a topic on my show sheet. Is Tatum or Brown the man? I would say 1A and 1B and they're both level.
It's 1A and 1B if you want to just look at it from the standpoint that make most sense. I don't really feel like you have to separate them and say one got to be the one option, one got to be the two option. It's like when we have two players of that caliber basically at the same position in the same almost intangibles, it's just more so on nights it's just gonna be pick your poison.
So what do you think about the series going back to Dallas? You think the Mavs got to win this next game? If they don't win this next game, it's over. But.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But see, the thing is with that, the Celtics haven't even been playing bad on the road. I don't even think they lost a game on the road this playoffs. So it's like I said before, though, I don't really get into all that. But
there's an old saying: the series doesn't start until someone wins on the road. So if the Mavs could go home, win both these next two games, and it's a series again. It's that recency bias narrative that we talk about.
I would say, even if for this to be a true series, it would have to come back 2-2. Even coming back 3-1 is no.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
it's tough to play in Boston.
Yeah, what you call it.
Which I think everyone knows.
And it's just tough to have to win, being put up against the fact of they have to only win one more game and you got to win 3 more. It's just that simple fact.
That as well.
And you playing a tough team. It's you would definitely need to make it 2-2.
I like this that Alan W. brought up, and it's that people want to make Tatum the next face in the NBA. And I think that the narrative's wrong. I don't think that people – I think that it's pushed for sure, but I don't think people want to see it, and I don't think that it's as attainable because even if they do win the chip this year, it's a very team-based effort. And I think people are realizing that he's not him. And there's other faces that people want to see as the face more, which is Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, Victor Wembanyama. And would you agree with that statement?
Well, no. Actually, this year he averaged 27 and 8. So it's he's definitely warranted to make an All-NBA team. And you could say player of that caliber is what you call it. If you want to look at just American-born face of the NBA, he would definitely be leading the pack for sure. It would just be him and Anthony Edwards. Other than that, it wouldn't. Like, who off American born can you think of that would be?
Not a lot of people.
Yeah, no. So more so on that end of the spectrum, yeah, he has to make it to be the American born face of the NBA. So it's like he's averaging, like, granted, just like you just said, recency bias. These past recent, like, in stretch of the regular season and this playoffs, Jason Tatum hasn't been playing like superb. Like, even, but he still has stretch is in the playoffs where he's been playing good. So it's like he just hasn't gave that consistency this year that he has in years prior. So that's where you're seeing the flip. And then it's also very confusing that a lot of people were flipping on him even before the season started to, like, say, oh, Tatum hasn't won a ring yet. Like, he just turned 26. Like, I don't know what people are expecting.
And Justin fans asking for my Tatum hate. I mean, I don't have a lot. There's not a lot, unfortunately, to say right now. They're up 2-0. Hopefully I'll have some Tatum hate in the next couple games where he shoots bad and the Mavs bring it 2-2. That's what I'm hoping for. But at this point, I'm not going to come.
The Celtics are built in such a way that, bro, it don't matter if Tatum has a bad game.
Yeah, because they have so many good scoring options.
Yeah, no.
And that's why they're so deadly and why they're playing so well in this finals. And speaking of playing well, and someone who we'd love to see play well in this city is Cade Cunningham. And you today were getting. How would you like to describe your feelings today towards what Stick was saying on Big D Energy about trading Cade Cunningham?
Bro. See, like, Stick tried to, like, switch it around. He tried to, like, I heard him say, like, I heard the whole segment. So he started off saying, like, boom, like, how did he start off? Oh, basically Ivy ran the team better because Cade, his second year, Ivy rookie year, he was out and he's saying, like, they won more games,
Yeah.
He had better stats, boom, boom, boom. Then he's saying, based off this year, Cade had a worse record, So in theory, that means that Ivy's the better player. One, that's, like, so wrong. I would just have to say, just watch basketball and you can see who the better player is. That'll tell you right there. And then two, he was saying, like, compare that. And one of the main things that I had a problem with, that he compared Jaden Ivey to John Morant. Bro, that comes from the simple fact that they're both black with dreads and jump high. Other than that, they do not have similar games. Like, Jaden Ivey, like, John Morant is more like just all around, can really do everything. Like, he just explosive with everything he does. Like, he just likes to get to the rim. But John Morant, he not no super shooter, but I'm more confident with John Morant taking a three than I am with Jaden Ivey. I'm more confident with John Morant playing defense than I am with Jaden Ivey. I'm more confident with John Morant just dribbling and facilitating the offense than I am with Jaden Ivey. That conversation gets a little bit closer between Cade and Ja. Like, so that's why I'm like, they really not. Like, I would be way more comfortable with Jaden Ivey getting going. But what you call it?
Well, the biggest thing, and Joseph Fan brings this up, is that Cade is more marketable in terms of assets that you can bring back in. But at the same time, do you feel like we'd be better with that asset? Let's say if we do Brandon's Dogs example where we trade him to OKC and we get a bunch of picks in return. Do you think that's more beneficial or the easier route to be
Why
good?
would
Or do you
OKC
think,
trade us for Cade Cunningham? They have basically a Cade Cunningham and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the theories in head are, like, always amazing. Like, the theories of, like, oh, we could trade our number one player and get a Butterload back in. But in theory, how many times, like, do you really see that work out for a team and, like, really be the end-all, be-all change for their team on the up and up? Like, a lot of people bring up the Herschel Walker trade with the Cowboys, like, oh, that led the Cowboys to being a dynasty, stuff like that. But, like, you don't really see a lot of times, like, teams hit on a lot of those picks. And a lot of the times, the teams that I'm seeing people bring up aren't even feasible options that are going to want to trade with us or even have anything for us to trade. Like, trades are something that's, like, very hard to manage. So it's like, if you already have a great player like Cade, you have that type of player that you're looking for already in those drafts that you would trade away. You trying to get picks, so you probably would end up looking for another player like Cade. Or if you trade in for a player, you're going to end up looking for a player like Cade. So in theory, what that tells me is keep Cade. Jaden Ivies are a dime a dozen. Like, if you want to be for real, bro, Jaden Ivey type players are a dime a dozen. A Cade type of player, you're not gonna really find that too often. So the way I look at who you should trade, really with any league, is what type of player is gonna be easier to come across again. So in this case, it'll be way easier to come across a Jaden Ivey. So if anything, that is what honestly makes the most sense because you already have your cornerstone piece in Cade right there.
So do you think that you have to move a piece though? You're thinking you have to move a piece, just not Cade,
bro.
Or do you think that you can? Do you think that you can just build from here still and be fine?
We definitely would have to like move like the little just like role players we got that's just there just to be there. Like those type of moves we would definitely have to get. But then what you call, as far as like trading or free agency, I would say my theory is still what you call it, just try to like feel the nooks and crannies now this year and see how your team looks more complete, but without like selling all out for that star player to see if you even at the point to where a star player would get you to where you want to be, if that makes sense. Like, so like, don't try to break the bank this year in free agency. Like, just sign like, all right, we need shooting, so like look for like the players like a Malik Monk or
So you're looking for pretty much another year of development from a young talent to bring in a star to truly be ready to compete, not this year but next year.
Yeah, no, because we wouldn't be nowhere near
so
competing.
So you think
right
the
now.
timetable is 2 years? You're not thinking it's 5 or 4?
For what, the Pistons to be able to get close to being competitive?
To be in the playoff game.
To
be a
play-in game, you could. That could for most teams take 2 seasons because they let the 10th seed in. So it's like it's only 15 teams in the conference. If it takes you almost more than 3 years to try to get into battling at a 10 seed spot, I would think at that point you don't even need to be an NBA franchise. So.
All right, so let me throw out this trade that was on Twitter, okay?
All right, bet.
The Pistons get, I mean, this goes kind of against what you just said, but it's okay. Brandon Ingram and Levine for Ivy, the 2029 first-round pick, top 10 protected, 2024 fifth overall pick, the 2026
Wait, you say this is for Ivy?
Yep.
Okay.
Sasser and Fournier. So Ivy, Sasser, Fournier, and 3 first-round picks for Levine and Brandon Ingram.
I don't even know how the fuck that would work to be able to get Brandon Ingram and Zach Levine off.
It's a 3-way where the Bulls get Ivy.
That's what I'm gonna say. What are the other teams moving around too? Because like, I know they have to be moving. So I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but that damn near. I don't know. I more so just thought about it in this question that I got. I don't even remember. Oh, what do the Pistons get for Ivy if he's dime a dozen? How people keep saying get picks for Cade. No, you get picks for a player like Ivy. Like, you can get picks for. I would hate to see you get a player like Cade. You trade him away just because picks. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's the way a lot of people like to see build in baseball. But basketball, a lot of times you want to see like a player come back to you. Like, you want to see the actual like proven talent come back to you.
And no one's giving up proven talent for Ivy.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if anything, you would give up him for the picks. Like, I would hate to see Cade go, and then we probably get like a serviceable point guard back, and then it's just a whole bunch of picks back. Like, that, in my opinion, is moving backwards.
Do you want Levine at all? Why are people so interested in him?
Zach Levine is a very interesting player because he can play the wing. He's a great shooter, very athletic.
He's a rim runner who can shoot, which would be elite with Cade Cunningham right next to him. Is why people like him and why people seem like he fits in Detroit.
Yeah, no.
I would say. Would you say that's an accurate description?
Yeah, that's really what it is. And he's flashy. A lot of times, like, that's what I learned a lot of times. Like, a lot of people just like, if you want to be honest, that's another, like one of the main reasons. Yeah, a lot of people just love the flashiness.
And it puts butts in seats. And another name you've already talked about is Malik Monk. And he's been linked to already be an interest. How well do you think that fits in to this system? I really like that pick as a rotational piece. There's also a lot of buzz on Claxton too. So what do you think about those two?
Yeah, those two players was on the list that I made, like, beginning of this, like, around near the start of, I don't know when the fuck it was, like, last month. But, like, when I first started seeing, like, names buzz around. And, because, yeah, that's what made me think, like, bro, I would rather just get, like, pieces like Malik Monk, Nick Claxton, go into the season with, like, that team and then see where we're at. Because I feel that type of team could compete for a play-in. So that's why I'm more so saying if a team like that can compete for a play-in, then that would tell you, like, all right, we, like, are way past we're further past the point of, like, just going in and trying to sign a big-name free agent. Like, our team is clapped if we can't, if we can't compete for it by that. But I would say a piece like Claxton definitely could help. I don't know how they would like have him play behind during the start, in front of during. I would like to see how that would go. Have a nice little position battle, bring in some competition, iron sharpening iron. And then Malik Monk would definitely be perfect. Malik Monk would be perfect on almost, I won't say any team, but a player, the way he play, most times getting brought off the bench, like, give you that quick spark, give you that quick scoring that you're going to need in those lull spots when you bring it in your bench, especially with a team that has a bench as weak as the Pistons. Like, yeah, he probably would definitely have the talent to start on our team, but the way where he would be probably most effective on our team is, like, helping that second unit.
So if you traded for Ingram or Levine and you signed either Claxton or Monk, would you? So one of the two in each situation, okay? What would you rate the offseason if it was a package with Ingram and one of the other ones and Levine in one of the other ones, like A to F?
From like
And what of the four scenarios would be your ideal scenario? I guess.
That's what I was actually gonna say. I would say the ideal one would probably be like a Levine. If anything, it would be Levine Claxton. If anything, or no, honestly, the ideal one would probably be just Monk and Claxton because they would be the cheapest. And Malik Monk, playing style wise, honestly, is not too far off from Zach LaVine. And in a team like the Pistons, if you just let him just shoot and just have the ranks and just like score, just like, all right, go. I don't think it would be crazy to say that he could give you like Zach LaVine type of production on a way cheaper contract. So that would honestly be my my ideal scenario. The worst scenario though would be it would have to be just getting like Brandon Ingram and Claxton. Like that just seems like it would just like make it clunky. I just feel like a clunky lineup. So that would be about I wouldn't get that an F. I would get that like a C. Like a C minus, yeah.
So any variety of those moves, you're going A. It's an A through C move for the offseason.
Yeah.
So we're moving in the right direction no matter what. Would you do fifth pick and Duren for Ingram? I would not do that.
No.
I love Duren. I'm not giving up Duren.
I don't. Brandon Ingram don't swing the pendulum that much for our team, to be honest. That's really how I look at it. Is the player that we about to bring in, is they're going to really contribute to win share that much by themselves? And I don't really think that Brandon Ingram would really could. And Brandon Ingram be hurt a lot. Yeah, no, that definitely would be the worst case scenario.
I'm with it. Worst scenario is Tobias Harris given the max. That is definitely my doomsday scenario.
I would just be doing anything to do anything.
That's making a move to make a move for no reason at all. And you know what seemed like no reason at all was Darren Waller retiring. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, that did seem very random. I mean, bro,
especially after the diss track too. Like that was a wild.
Oh, that was a diss. I thought he was trying to get her back.
It was. I don't know.
I don't know how.
I didn't read too much into it. I saw it and laughed at it for probably 10 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to it. But Darren Waller, bro, if you really pay attention to his whole story,
it's a wild story.
I mean, I guess it's fitting that this is how it ends with him retiring. He started off as I mean, I don't want to. I mean, it is what it is. Though, drug addict. Started off as a drug addict in the league. Got himself clean. And what you call, yeah. Then became, like you said, Pro Bowler. Got himself in a second contract. It's like, honestly, bro, what more do you want? Like, that's how I look at it. Like,
it seemed like
you literally you came in, got your life in order, got paid, got to play.
Oh, you got the bag, that's for sure.
Yeah, like you got to even make a Pro Bowl and everything. Got to have a great year. I think even that year he had made All Pro, didn't he? One of the years on the
I think
Raiders?
so, yeah.
Yeah, no. So, like,
he definitely made All-Pro one year.
yeah, so what you call it?
He was getting argued as the best tight end in football for one
No,
season.
that first year on the Raiders where he blew up, it could have definitely been an argument. But
Yeah,
then
he was on my fantasy team that year.
yeah, no, that's what I was just about to say. But I look at it like sport like football. I don't mind any player retiring early from football because like, bro, your body go through so much. It's a long season. It's like once you do everything that you really want to do in there, like, what do you need to keep playing for? Once you didn't earn your pension, once you didn't earn like a set amount that you can take care of your family with, I don't really see why you would just need to be in there still, especially if you're not at 100% love for the game. I don't see why you would put your body through that.
And speaking of someone who's done it all, Mike Tomlin got a little bit of an extension, 3 years to stay with the Steelers. And I'm pretty high on the Steelers this year. I think that they are going to make the playoffs. Do you think that's that crazy of a take?
The Steelers, they damn near haven't been under 500, so I don't think it's crazy to say they would
I'd say
make
that
the playoffs.
Russ or Justin Fields is an upgrade from Pickett.
No, I definitely, no, either or would definitely be an upgrade.
All right, well, let's keep it pushing to the interdivision. I honestly forgot to preference this segment, but this was the question dump off segment. I just forgot to label it. That we were running with last week. But the next one is there's a lot of videos. I've even watched them that JJ is looking shaky at camp, and Sam Darnold seems to be hitting his throws, and it's kind of leaning towards that Sam Darnold's going to be a starting quarterback. I think we both thought that. I mean, I didn't come out and say that he wasn't going to be a starter, but I thought that he should sit a year. You have said that was one of the stupidest things that you've ever heard about JJ being the starter?
No, that wasn't the stupidest thing I ever heard. The stupidest thing I had ever heard was people saying Justin Jefferson signed his contract because J.J. McCarthy was going to be the starter or, like, was going to be there. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, people, you stupid as hell if you thought Justin Jefferson signed a contract because J.J. McCarthy, like.
But the Vikings are betting $140 million on J.J. being good. 100%.
So you think.
Because they're going to.
No, the Vikings are betting, all right, we're going to give Justin Jefferson his money, and he's still going to play like Justin Jefferson regardless of who's throwing the ball.
That's true. But the fact that JJ is the choice for the entire life of that contract, they are betting all of Justin Jefferson's success on JJ. But he's going to get his. Don't.
I was going to say, I guess you could look at that.
He's going to get his, but
I would argue like 100% confidently, even if Nick Mullins was still going to be the court. If Nick Mullins was on contract for 3 years with the Vikings, Justin Jefferson would have still got that contract. Because they understand, like, that is a player that's too, like, that's one of those players that you can't find anywhere else. So why would you just let him walk and try to, like, replicate that in free agency?
I mean, I wouldn't let him walk. I'd definitely trade him for a lot of assets because he's the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Or even still, like, I would consider, like, trying to draft a player like that again. That's damn near letting him walk. Like, you would need to get, like, you would literally need to get, like, a player like, let me think of like somebody like an actual good receiver. You would need to get like a Michael Pittman type receiver and still get a haul of picks to make that even like somewhat like viable.
You don't. I'd give up. I could see. Was the Tyreek deal 2 firsts? That deal worked for both sides. I mean, it works if you do it right. It works.
I mean, the Chiefs really didn't want Tyreek Hill no more though, because they didn't want to really.
They just didn't want to pay him.
Yeah. So.
No, and Anakin Skywalker hits it right in the head, and I completely agree with this. I saw JJ play with my own eyes. I knew he wasn't ready for the NFL, but made the decision to declare for the draft, which he is.
5 draft.
No,
picks.
He should have stayed for another year, 100%. He should have let the offense be tailored around him. He should have stayed. He should have thrown the ball 40 times a game, developed as a passer, and then gone out the next year. And honestly, probably been a higher overall draft pick.
Yeah, no, they say Tyreek Hill got traded for 5 picks. Wait, I'm trying to see the picks that it shows. But yeah,
we're gonna get into it in a second. But Tyreek Hill currently is the odds leader to lead. The
oh, okay, here you go, right
receiving
there.
yards.
He got so the Chiefs to get gave up Tyreek Hill, and they got the 2022 first round pick, which was number 29. They got the second round pick, number 50. They got the 4th round pick, plus 4th and 6th round picks in the 2023 draft.
So first, a second, a fourth, and a sixth.
So it's basically they cleared Cap and got like Rasheed Rice. Let me try to think of some players they drafted 2022. I think
Snead was in that draft class.
hell no.
No.
Legere Snead wasn't in that.
There was a corner in that draft class. That's
you thinking of Trent McDuffie. I don't even Trent McDuffie was 2022.
Trent McDuffie, dog.
Then like players, I think George Karlaftis was. I think
I think that was that pick. The 29 pick was Karlaftis.
Yeah.
I believe. But yeah, so they got. So I mean, it's how much do you value? It's positional value, and
what the fuck?
In some cases, the Tyreek Hill is more valuable. In some cases, the rest of the picks are valuable. It just depends on what situation you're in.
Bro, what is IDPs instead of choosing team defenses? You gonna have to explain that, Chase. Oh, individual defensive players. I honestly prefer just choosing the whole defense. Choosing an individual defensive player seems like too much of a headache.
Yeah, I've never done that. It's one of the most complicated things in the world. 100%.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'd damn near be too drunk on Saturdays to try to even remember setting my lineup on Sunday. So having to pick actual individual defensive players would sound like
this is interesting. I
like a headache.
Points out offensive yards as a whole will be down, but touchdowns will be up with the new kickoff rules. You're going to be way closer to the end zone every possession. I didn't even realize that. Thank you for pointing that out. That's really interesting. But yeah, I'm so curious to see how the new kickoff rules work.
So he's saying you think it's gonna be bigger returns?
Yeah.
What you call it?
Or no, they just start like closer. I think like where because you can't kick it. It's a penalty if you kick it in the end zone.
I thought you still like catch it damn near at like the goal line though. Like you're not in the end zone, but you like.
I don't know exactly for sure, but
because they say as long like. If it hits in that area first and then go in the end zone, I think they said it would just be a regular touchback.
I do think that's right. But speaking of touchbacks, and touchbacks lead to speedy players, and speedy players are Tyreek Hill, who we just talked about. He is the receiving yards prediction leader based on odds. So who do you think will lead for odds?
Looking at this... I could see the leader easily being our own Amon-Ra, like just a top 4. I could see Amon-Ra, Justin.
Amon-Ra is 12-1.
They both are.
Damn, how's Jay Jetta's 12-1?
Let me give a real.
I mean, I get the QB situation, but like we just said, he's gonna get his.
I would say 2 probably Jamar Chase full season. Then of course Tyreek Hill, just like the fact that he catch so many bombs.
It's hard to argue with Tyreek Hill, but my favorite bomb play outside of Amon-Ra is probably Puka Nacua.
That's what I was gonna say too.
That's a really interesting one at 14-1.
I was honestly gonna say Puka over Tyreek Hill. I don't think the Dolphins really.
No,
I think they got a lot of they got more receivers around now that they're gonna really be spreading the ball a little bit more around, especially since they got Waddle too.
No, I agree. I like Jamar Chase though. I'd say Jamar Chase, Jay Jettas, Amon-Ra, or Puka Nacua would be my top 4.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna keep going to pass leaders, which is Mahomes is number 1, which I guarantee you it won't be Patrick Mahomes. It will not be. They run the ball way too much now for it to be Mahomes. But the number 2, Stroud, Prescott, Goff, Burrow, Tua. Who's got you a little horned up right there? I like seeing Goff at 4. That's a nice little find. I like that.
Goff leading in passing yards.
I'm not saying he's gonna do it, but I'm just saying I like.
No, I was just about to say,
like in terms of like.
I was gonna say it like reminds me like the same thing I kind of said on heavyweights on Friday. Like if Amon-Ra like gets like 1,700 yards, yeah, that would be great for the stats, but that shows me like a little concern with the team that it shows me that like probably J-Mo didn't come on as all the way that we thought he would if Amon-Ra had to pick up all that slack. And the same with like this feels the same with Jared Goff leading in passing yards. If Jared Goff leads in passing yards,
our running game isn't as good as we think.
That and it probably tells me we're down in a lot of games.
That too.
So that's why I'm like I really kind of don't even want to see Jared Goff have to lead
I'm going
in passing
Stroud.
yards. I was actually gonna go probably, bro, Joe Burrow coming back from the dead for everybody.
Yeah, and their defense isn't great. I could see him having and the run game is kind of shaky. I could see that. I'm gonna go Joe Burrow and CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I would say Joe Burrow coming back from the dead. Another option would probably have to be Josh Allen. Honestly, for the simple fact the Bills probably gonna be down in about every game.
You're right. I like Keon Coleman this year so bad. Sorry about the yawn.
Then, shit, probably have to go Dak Prescott, honestly.
Dude, fuck. You ain't gonna find someone who doesn't like Dak Prescott more than this guy sitting right here.
I mean, the comments can say that, but like you just look at the stats he put up. He'll get stats in the regular season. Like I think he led the league in passing yards.
Shove, he's a bum in the playoffs.
I think he led the league in passing yards this year or something like that.
I think he did. Him or
yeah, he had 4,500. God damn.
Yeah, CD going crazy this year.
He was third. He was first in touchdowns. That's what he was. He was first in touchdowns. He had 36.
You know why? I don't know why CD always falls in fantasy drafts. Like he's always never in the first round. Is he in the first round this year? You know.
I honestly wouldn't draft CD Lamb with a first round pick though. 12. You think CD Lamb is one of the 12 top best fantasy football players?
He was last year, 100%. He was so good last year.
You got to think though, like the first 6, damn, they're gonna be running backs most years.
No,
not
anymore.
You know, yeah, I was gonna say honestly.
Couple years, the wide receiver has taken over the fantasy football.
No, last year, bro. Last year, guess what? I had on my team at the same time. Not this year, but like the year prior. I had Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson on my team.
Dak is Kirk Cousins. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of quarterbacks.
Dak is like D'Lo on the Lakers. Regular season star, shits the bed in the playoffs. Yes.
Honestly, when you say D'Lo is a regular season star,
no, he's not
D'Lo give you like little moments here and there, but
18 points per game.
Yeah,
like average like low level star.
Bro, to show you D'Lo, the Timberwolves literally only switched him out for Mike Conley. They went from, I think at a point they had like the worst efficiency out of any lineup with D'Lo on the court. They switched it out for Mike Conley. Their team is now and made it to the Western Conference Finals. It's like, bro, D'Lo just, I don't know, bro. He just be out there damn near.
Well, that is going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for hanging out, showing out. It was so nice chatting with all of you.
Yeah, no, as always, appreciate y'all.
We will be back tomorrow. Oh, also, hey, shout out to you guys. Joel, we are at 50 subscribers.
Sheesh, 50.
Shout out, chat family. You guys are absolutely epic. That is for 50 in 2 weeks? Week and a half?
Damn near.
Something like that.
I'll say 2 weeks. It's probably about 2
that's
weeks.
crazy.
Oh, wait,
the support has been unbelievable.
I'm looking at it right now. When our first video go up, it went up 12 days ago.
12 days ago. 50 followers, 50 subscribers, 12 days. You guys are the best. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Someone put us on the main show, man. Tell them put us on the main show.
Put us on the main show. Hashtag get us there. But that's going to wrap it for YingYang Sports. I've been Justin. That is Joel.
Peace.